What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? Happy Friday. For me, it's Friday before a long weekend, and that's always exciting because that's 3 days I can do absolutely nothing with. So, but either way, after my morning shift, I got home and saw that I got tagged in a tweet from PK versus the World. And I researched the pictures and found this article. They were pictures of this thing called the Atari Lynx 2600, where essentially someone took an Atari Lynx and a 2600 4 switch, crammed them together, and then showed it off at PAX Australia, November of 2018. So this article is almost a year old, and that's just how it goes with me. I don't keep my ear to the ground for things like this all the time. So if it's something that you've already seen, then cool, move on. Or you can stick around to hear my views and thoughts on the thing. Pretty sure you're already going to know what it's going to be. But either way, if it wasn't for some of you cool motherfuckers out there force feeding this shit to me, I probably would never have known this existed. But a long story short, somebody named Jared Green over in Australia decided to take an Atari Vader unit. I'll tell you how I know that here in a second. And an Atari Lynx, and he gutted them both out and slammed them together. But he had an HDMI and a way to play with a controller as well. So we're just going to skim over the pictures. There is a video here we're not going to watch. I will link to it all, including this article down below if you want to know more information. Dude even made a box for it. Excuse me. Made a box for it. The box looks great. Wait till you see the back of it. I mean, this guy went legit with this thing. That's him right there. That's Mr. Green. Good work, man. Really, I really do like this. Here's the video. Now, I watched this video, and it's part 2 to the build. I'll link this one. You can go to his actual YouTube channel. He is Retro Revolutions. I will certainly be subscribing. I'm sure you should too, if this is your cup of tea. But that's part 2 to this video. I'll click on that, and then you can go search for part 1 and all kinds of stuff. Really interesting stuff if you're into that kind of tech modding stuff. More of the box. Look at that thing. That looks great. But speaking of looking great, look at that picture. Even on my emulation, I don't get that great a picture on Lynx. And here's the controller. They're still using the DB9 port, but he wired this thing up to work for the Atari Lynx. Very reminiscent of something that maybe Retro Game Boys creates. Just putting his name out there just for fun. And that's really all there is to it. Just a couple of pictures of people playing around with it at PAX Australia 2018. And apparently it was a big hit all 3 days of the convention or show, whatever you want to call it. I know I would totally enjoy bumping into something like this. But either way, I've never had the pleasure of owning a Lynx. I've played the Lynx plenty of times. We'll leave it at that image. I've played the Lynx plenty of times. I've just never actually owned one. Every time the opportunity presents itself, it's either way too expensive or I'm just not quick enough for it. I'm a little slow there on the upchuck, so to speak. But people will message me like, "Hey, I got a box Lynx version 1 and X amount of box games and everything's boxed and pristine. Are you interested?" And I'd be like, "Well, I am, but my wallet's not. What are you asking?" For you, I'll do it for this much. And even that is just like, oh my God, this fucking thing. These things are way too expensive. For a console nobody wanted back in the day. But it's an amazing console, and people are, realizing how amazing it is. And it should have done its thing back in the day. But either way, that's my quick look. Hopefully that was quick enough. At the Atari 2600 Lynx console, HDMI out, hand controller. I would absolutely love something like this. That would be great. I mean, I know what most people just get a Raspberry Pi and jam it in the console. It's not the same thing, guys. It's not the same thing. It is and it isn't, if you know what I mean. Well, why would you destroy a perfectly good Lynx? Hold on. Because this would be my ultimate way to play the game. I don't do handhelds because I can't stand small screens. That's why I don't have a Game Boy. That's why I don't give two shits about it. The only handheld I have is my Atari Portable. And that's because I take it with me, like, when I'm going to the dentist or something like that. I have to fucking wait. I'm playing. And I bring it with me on trips, and I bring it with me anywhere I go. just for a quick fix of I'm bored, you know? And even that I can't stand sometimes. But either way, go ahead and let me know what you think down below. Is this something that you'd be in? Is this something that you could do? Maybe you and I could chat if this is something that you could do. I've always wanted to do this with the Game Gear too. I've seen people do that with Master Systems. They add a cartridge port for a Game Gear, and apparently that works out pretty well because the Game Gear is basically a little mini Master System. But either way, guys, go ahead and leave feedback. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback to the Creep is positive. And if you do get to have an actual weekend, guys, I hope you enjoy your weekend. You may or may not hear back from me until Monday-ish. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I got a busy weekend actually ahead of me. And that's it, guys. Thank you always so much for watching. I genuinely do appreciate it. This was such a great video to end on after the week that we just had. All kinds of negativity, especially concerning my love, my first love, the Atari. And, yeah, that's really it, guys. So, yeah, until next time, take care, creep it real, and bye-bye.